There we go. Okay. Yay, I'm so excited. This is the most amount of eyeballs I've had on a team call so far, so this is kind of exciting. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for coming. Super grateful to have Jinelle here today. My team calls are usually on Sundays, so I was a little thrown off today, especially because of Anthony's work schedule. And I felt like the day just like flew by, and all of a sudden it was time for this. And I think it's because I was so excited. Janelle's been a huge inspiration for me since I started coaching 2 years ago. I've always looked up to her and appreciated her more than she even really knows, and I don't want to cry. I, in times of struggle, she's one of the people I know I can go to, and just she'll love me and fill me with affirmations and just help me through difficult situations. And I'm just so grateful to call her my friend. I'm grateful to call her a teammate. I'm getting a warning that my internet is being unstable. I hope you guys can hear me. You guys good? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to tell you, just because my team, like some of the new girls on my team don't know you like the rest of us do. So I'm going to give you a quick introduction, and then I'll let you take over, okay?
Okay.
Yay. Okay, cool. So Janelle's been a coach for 4 years. She's a Star Diamond coach. She's a Success Club All-Star Legend, team leader, gratitude guru, which is absolutely true. She designed and created her very own Universe Has Your Back Mindset Mastery card deck, which is, oh yay, she's showing it. It's awesome, and definitely something to look into if you need those universal reminders for sure. She crushed the 2B mindset test group like before the coaches were allowed to even do it. So it was a secret. Most of us had no idea what she was doing, and had killer results, and it was so cool to see when she unveiled them. She rocks Instagram, has the cleanest, most beautiful photos and pictures and feed that I've probably ever seen. And if you're not following her, you should start following her now, and be prepared to be filled with positivity and love daily. So, and I'll hand it over to Jinelle now.
Cool. Well, that was like an awesome intro. Thank you for having me speak. I do have hear thunder here, so hopefully my internet holds strong, because it is like thunder and lightning season down here in North Carolina. But I'm super grateful to be here, and before we get started, I just had a couple quick notes that I wanted to share, because I think it was super important. When Krista first asked me to speak, it was literally yesterday. I have not been sleeping well. If you follow me, I've not been sleeping well since Indy. I got stuck in Atlanta airport, just kind of effed my whole brain up and my body. And so Krista messaged me, and I was like, oh yeah, I should do this. I should do this. And then I was like, you know what? Don't be afraid to say no, Jinelle, because I knew that I was not in a good, weekends are hard for me lately, and I just knew that I was not in a good space because I already hadn't slept, I was already wicked tired. So I just wanted to make note, don't be afraid to have a discussion with somebody if something doesn't work out for you. Look, we came to an agreement to do this on Monday, and it works out better because I like Monday Jinelle better versus Sunday Jinelle. So I just want to remind you guys, don't be afraid to say no. There's a affirmation that Gabby has, and it's sometimes no is, don't be afraid to say no. I just want to tell you guys that. Secondly, when Krista asked me to speak, the first thing that came to my mind was why? And it's shut the F up. We need to let people fill us up sometimes. And so when my brain did that first, fearful, why? I woke up, I was tired, I was in a gross space, and that fear was ugh. And it was the first thing that came to my brain. And Krista was like, this is why, and all this, and like, you know, all this like love and excitement and joy and glitter. And I'm like, okay, Krista, like, because I was just not in a good space when she messaged me. So like, you know, when you're not in a good space and like somebody messages you like that, the last thing you want to do is like talk to somebody glittery. So I let her fill me up. So like, don't be afraid to tell your inner mean girl like F you, and like let people love on you, okay? Especially when you need it. So I just want to like say those two things before I started, because it's so effing important that like that was the reality of like yesterday when Krista messaged me. I was like, God, like I felt bad saying no, and I told Krista like, no, like I know I was not my best Jinelle to give to you guys, and I don't want to do that. So it's like I'm gonna pull back and let Krista know, yo, this is what's up, like this is what I want to do, and it works. So don't be afraid to speak up. Yeah, all your glitter and shit. So I just want to like get in the call right now. I'm like already sweating and I haven't even really started talking about it. So take notes. This is like a little bit different. I'm kind of spinning it on how I used to talk gratitude and like affirmations and like how it changed my life, because that was 4 years ago. Okay. It was more so like 3 years ago when I really started using gratitude. So if you don't really know me, I've been a coach for 4 years. I lost 70 pounds through Beachbody. I ended up getting hurt like 2 years into my journey, and I pulled my groin. Then my left groin ended up like compensating for it. I have fibromyalgia and I haven't really worked out a lot. So like 2B mindset came into my world as like a saving effing grace. Okay. So when I first originally got hurt, we didn't have 2B mindset. And so I went down like a really dark path because I removed workouts from my equation. Workouts changed my life. They helped me lose 70 pounds. Like we all know why we love our workouts, right? It's not just because we want abs and to eat donuts, but it's because we want to feel good and confident and energized. And it gives you that momentum to keep going and showing up even on the days that you don't want to. So when I first originally got hurt, I was in a really bad head and heart space. I was like, what the F am I going to do with my life? So I don't even know, honestly. I just made the decision. I really don't remember. And I was like, I'm going to start doing affirmations. Like, I'm going to look into The Secret. Like, I have to flip my perspective. I have to do something. Like, I have to change my life, or this injury is going to win. And I was like, no effing way. So when I first got hurt 2 years ago, it's such a blur at this point. It's like, what year is it? 2018. I'm pretty sure it's 2015. So 3 years ago. So when I got hurt, like I said, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up, like I said, researching The Secret and The Power. And if you don't know about The Secret and The Power, they're tangible books. But The Secret is all about the law of attraction, AKA like the law of love. And so again, but I forgot. This is why you have notes, Jinelle, okay? I like write notes and then I'm like, and I like get so crazy. Let me backtrack. Step one, before we really get into this, how you change your life with gratitude and your business is one, you need to be open effing minded. So if you're going into this going, this isn't gonna work, you probably need this because it's not gonna work if you keep saying shit like it's not gonna work. So this is for you. Number two, be patient. Recognize that this isn't going to happen overnight. And I mean your gratitude practice. And I also mean like manifesting, like envisioning and like manifesting stuff. So start small. It takes time. Last one, 3, practice. This is just like your health and wellness journey. This is your gratitude journey. And I'm going to tell you why gratitude's important. I like skipped all my notes, like back up here. Okay. This all makes sense now. Now that I'm like reel it back in. So I'm going to tell you why it's important because you're like big effing deal, gratitude. So you need to practice just like your health and wellness journey. Like you guys, anybody can lose 70 pounds, but it's not going to happen overnight, right? Like it's going to happen and it's going to take time and it's going to take consistency and it's not going to happen just by you showing up for one day. It's going to happen because you're making small changes over time, aka the compound effect, and doing the daily activities, aka the slight edge, that allow you to have that 51% advantage. So there, I always talk about like that choice. You either have a choice of like reacting with shitty, gross, negative, icky feels, or you have an effing choice to react with gratitude, love, hope, glitter, unicorns. And that's practice. That choice is practice. And it's how you create that practice is you keep doing it. So, okay, stick to my notes. Why is this important? Okay. This is important because gratitude is how we give love. And if you're like, okay, big effing deal, this life and our business is all based on love. Okay. And if you're like, that's bullshit, then you need to open your eyes, because happiness, joy, all your good feels come from love. Okay. All those good feels. Icky feels like fear, lack, doubt, scarcity. It's not like an opposite feel. It's a lack of love. So it's like you don't get away from the gross feels by like removing anything. You just put more love in. People are like, why is this important? Our business is based on love. We are coaches. We give love every single day. And if you're like, I beg to differ, I beg to differ. We give love through challenge groups, through encouragement, through recognition. That is a word of that's a love language. That's called affirmations. That's recognizing somebody for their hard work. I love when people are like, go Jinelle, go. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Like seeing my name on the Success Club board, I'm a lunatic, okay? That's like an affirmation. Somebody's filling my cup up. And so that love language, like we give with love, is how we love on our challengers and our coaches. We're recognizing them. We're giving them inspiration. We're giving them motivation. We're giving them belief. We're giving them hope. I think it was Jessica Scott who said this a while ago, but we are hope lenders, okay? That's our job as coaches. Hope is just another form of love, okay? Like these are all just awesome feels off of love. The highest way and the highest form to give love is gratitude. So that's important because as we're giving that love, we're putting energy out there. So every time you're leaning towards love and choosing that 51% to tip energy, your goodness is going out into the universe. And that's where this open-mindedness comes in, okay? So whatever your belief is, the universe, God, Buddha, whoever you believe in, there's some higher power like working up there, okay? And we have to have belief in it, okay? Because if we don't, we just like, we think we can control everything, and that's so not reality. What we can control is us, okay? And how we feel. And how we control those feels is having effing tools that we practice every single day with patience and open-mindedness to make this ish a reality and work. Same thing with your health and wellness journey, right? Like you didn't start believing until you started doing it and seeing results, and things were changing and your confidence was happening and your energy was going up. And people are like, I want the Kool-Aid. Like, what is she doing? Like, tell me more. So this is why it's so important, because what you're putting out there, and again, if you're somebody going, I beg to differ, I beg to differ. Because what you're putting out there typically is what your reality is looking like and what you're attracting. And if you're that person going, I beg to differ, and you're living in a tough situation right now, it's like, well, what are you thinking? Step back and reevaluate your thoughts, because I used to be that person. So when I was 70 pounds overweight and depressed and miserable, my thoughts were of growth, lack, scarcity, doubt, fear. Just like when Krista was like, I want you to speak, my brain was like, why? It's like that old tendency of like that doubt and that lack comes up. And so that's where this gratitude comes in, because the daily practice of gratitude literally creates consciousness in control of your thoughts. And when you have that, like, obviously you guys know Colleen. Colleen's my upline. She's a gratitude guru, okay? She's a mindset mastery guru. I learned a lot of this from Colleen, and I just am so to the max with it. Like if you're in my apartment, you're like, oh my God, there's literally just like affirmations everywhere, because it changed my life. And my neighbors probably think that I live with somebody because I'm constantly chanting all day, I am okay, I'm enough, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. They're probably like, what's going on over there? So just know that this is going to take time, but you can effing do this. And it's so easy to create that consciousness with literally daily effing practices. And so I was like, how can I give them like information that's like tangible? Like, I just don't want to like rant at you guys. I was like, I need to let them know how they can change their lives with gratitude. And again, why it's important, because if you don't know why it's important, it's kind of moot, right? You're kind of like, well, why the F am I doing this? Just because I should be? No, because gratitude is love, and love is going to make you feel good. And honestly, love makes the world go round. If we all stopped every single day and put a little bit more gratitude, or chose that 51% to react or respond with a positive manner, hope, joy, love, abundance, patience, kindness. Imagine if we all had that consciousness and awareness before that shit came out of our mouth. And before we even thought it, you know what I mean? Like, before you even say something, like, I'm trying to create that consciousness with money too. Like, imagine thinking and slowing your mouth down before you say, I can't afford that. That's too expensive. I can't do that. Imagine going, okay. And then you literally have like a brain fart in a moment to slow yourself down. I said to Candace the other day, I was like, yo, I had a really hard time telling somebody a lot of things that I don't want, because that's what we're used to doing, saying, I don't want. Instead of saying, I want, I am, I can. And it's like we slip up. And that's why I wanted to do this call, honestly, because I felt like in the last 6 months, I've slipped up. You know why? Because we become unconscious and unaware and go through the motions of life, and things happen and things get hard and it hurts, and you know what I mean? Things are going to happen. This is life. And I felt like the last 6 months, like something's been different with me. And my girl JJ, who's on here right now, she's like, well, what are you not doing that you weren't doing before? And I was like, oh my God, I'm not gratituding every single moment that I can. And if you're like, that sounds aggressive, it's honest, because every single moment you're thinking. And guess what? You're either thinking good, positive goodness, all those words, hope, joy, peace, abundance, love, gratitude. You're thinking all of this, or you're literally thinking doubt, fear, lack, scarcity. And if you're like, that's a bit aggressive, that's it. There's no gray. When people are like, I think there's the gray area. Well, I think you're full of shit, and it's either black or white. It's either good or bad. It's good or bad. That's it. And when you start thinking of things like that, it makes it that much easier to honestly lean into love. So when my girl JJ was like, well, what are you not doing anymore? And I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing that moment-to-moment gratitude. And that moment-to-moment gratitude is where that awareness and that consciousness comes in, because it's no longer a reaction, it's a response. So like when somebody cuts you off in traffic, you have a response. Do you tell that guy F you and flip him off, which I will say I'm a masshole and sometimes it happens, but we're human beings, and that's where that practice comes in, because instead of saying whatever comes out, you're having that moment of consciousness and awareness, and you're stepping back and going, oh my God, maybe he has an emergency, maybe something's going on. Like typically that's not our reaction, especially in traffic, okay? And I am so one to talk, but in any situation, if something happens, again, you have that choice. Do you lean toward that 51% and that good response, or do you do that nasty, gross, negative feel in response? You'd be like, I can't choose that. And it's like, no, you can. How you do it is through consciousness and awareness with gratitude. And you're like, why do I want to do that? Because gratitude fills you up and it makes you feel good. And then you pull all that out there, and all that comes back to you. So let's get into the stuff. Wicked easy daily things to do. I'm not going to go into super in depth with these. Where do we at? We have 8:30. So what do we have? 30 minutes or 40 minutes? 40 minutes? I think so. Whatever. Who cares? Let's fucking go.
It doesn't matter. I have.
Okay. All right. So like these are my to-dos. Honestly, this is what I do. I go to bed with my phone on airplane mode. Step 1, on airplane mode. You know why? Because I don't want to wake up to anybody's business and messages of anything. I want to wake up and see my alarm. Okay, so my alarm goes off. As soon as I wake up, it says, whose life can I change today? So the first thing I'm reading is exciting. Not to mention, I'm basically, I'll get to that at that bedtime, but when I go to bed, I kind of make the decision, like when me and Candace work together, we make the decision, like, oh my God, we're going to change so many lives tomorrow. And that's basically how we end the day when we work together. And then we go into the next day like that. So when I wake up, my phone's on airplane mode, my alarm goes off. Whose life can I change today? So I'm already like, yes, like jacked up. You know what I mean? I still don't put my phone off of airplane mode, okay? I put an audiobook on. As soon as I wake up, I'm half asleep, my eyes aren't even open, I put an audiobook on. I usually go towards something that I've always listened to and that really resonates with me. A lot of people stress out when they have an audiobook, like, oh God, I missed that note. And it's like, it's an audiobook. You can rewind. You can listen to it as many times as you want. Like, please don't panic. If you don't get everything and you're just like doing stuff and you come back to it, you're still getting that into your brain, in your consciousness. And typically when you come back and hear something, you're like, oh shit, I really needed to hear that. Like, Gabby really spoke to me right at this time. And typically whenever I put on whatever audiobook I choose, it happens to be resonating with whatever is going on in life. Like when somebody like ghosts me, it's like obstacles are opportunities in the right direction. And you're like, okay, like, all right, like, I know, I hear you loud and clear, you know? So typically when I put on what I listen to, it's like what is pertaining for the day. So I listen to The Universe Has Your Back. Look at 39 comments. I hope nobody has a question because I literally am not even reading the box. I'm so sorry. It's so hard for me because I'm like Haley. I squirrel so hard. I'll be like so far away from my notes if I ever read what's in the box. So if you have a question, know that it's open now and I will try to read it. Fuck. Oh God, it hurts sometimes. This is reality. Where was I? Somebody tell me.
You're good.
Has your back.
Yeah, you got it. Got it. Universe has your back. So I always do The Universe Has Your Back because it resonates with me so much. So whatever your go-to books are that you're super obsessed with, for me, it's The Secret and the Power because that's what I also started with. The Secret and the Power, which I started talking to you guys about, is what brought me to the law of attraction, which is the law of love. When we put love out there, we get that back. When we put shitty, gross, icky feels out there, you typically get that back. Like when you wake up and you have a shitty morning, you're like, it's going to be that kind of day. And it's like, well, duh, you just said that out loud. If you put out there, it's going to be a shitty day, the universe is like, okay, here you go. But if you decide to choose, like this morning, I did not sleep this morning. Like Krista messaged me at like 11. She's like, is Monday Jinelle here yet? I'm like, not yet. Like, I'm just waking up. Like, I'm still going. So put on something that jacks you up. Those are for me. Like, they can never get old to me. Like, I literally just listened to The Power while walking, and I sent JJ a quote that I happened to hear, and I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so great. So I always pick up new things. So grab an audiobook that you like, put it on. We're not even out of bed yet, okay? And we're already doing 3 forms of gratitude. When I get out of bed, when my feet hit the floor, when my left foot hits the floor, I say thank, and when my right foot hits the floor, I say you. I call them my thank you feet. And I also learned that in The Magic and The Power and Secret. I always get them confused. And so she says when she gets ready in the morning and puts her clothes on, as her feet hit the floor, she's constantly saying, so it sounds like this when you're walking. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So just think of all the thank yous that you're saying as you're putting your sports bra on and putting your underwear on and putting your socks on. You know what I mean? Like, how many thank yous can you get out? And if you're like, what am I saying thank you for? You're saying thank you for waking up. You're saying thank you for another day of life. You're saying thank you for the bed you slept in, the clothes on your back, the iPhone that you have that woke up your alarm, for the job that you have, the roof over your head, the water, you know what I mean? Like, it's the little things, and I know it seems silly, but that's what happened to me when I fell out the last 6 months. I forgot to say thank you for the little things. The little things are the biggest things, you guys, because if we're not grateful for where we're at right now, we cannot get more of what we want or get to where we want to be. In all aspects of life. Same thing with business. Same thing with money. If you have a real icky relationship with money, money is a hard one, you guys. I feel you, because when it is going out of your bank account faster than you're making it, how do you retrain your brain to have a positive aspect and outlook with money when you're pooping it out and you don't even know where it's coming from? You know what I mean? So that literally is another moment to moment, a whole nother topic. But find the things that work for you. So your thank you feed, awesome. I come downstairs, I'm still listening to my audiobook. I then put my phone off of airplane mode and I'm not reading anybody's shit, okay? I'm not getting into anybody's messages. Sorry, you can effing wait for me until I do me. Not to mention, you don't want me to answer my messages in the morning when I'm not glittery yet, okay? Especially when I don't sleep. So then I do my gratitude journal. In my gratitude journal, get something that makes you feel good. I love the way it feels. These are my colors. Find something that feels good for you to journal in. My gratitudes, I do 3 things that I'm grateful for right now. And I try to do 3 things that are different daily. And I don't do my journal religiously. I don't do it every day. I don't stress out if I don't do it. I just do it enough to know that I'm staying conscious and aware. And if I find myself slipping, I get back to my journal. So I do 3 things I'm grateful for right now in the present tense. I am. Do you see that? I am so grateful for. I write it in the present tense. I don't say I'm. I say I am. Use that shit powerfully. I am. What are you grateful for? I am so grateful for my healthy, healed, whole, strong, functioning body. And I always write that one because that's really important to me as I work through daily pain. And so that's one of my affirmations too. I am, when I do PT, I am healthy, I am healed, I am whole, I am strong. I'm constantly repeating. So the 3 things that I'm grateful for in the present tense. I'm so grateful for my healthy body. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to change lives. I am so grateful for my support system. And then I write 3 things I'm grateful for in the present tense, but in the future. So things that I want. I am so happy and grateful I now have my human. He's not here yet, but I act as if he is. And I'm so effing grateful that he is here. I am so grateful and happy I now have my multi-million-dollar Beachbody business. Again, I'm not a multi-millionaire yet, but you sure as shit bet your ass I'm going to be. And I envision the F out of it, okay? So 3 things you're grateful for in the future, but in the present tense, like it's happening. I am so grateful for my top 10, elite, badass team. Like whatever you want. I'm so grateful for my effing beach house. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want? Dream big. These are the things that fill you up in your visions. And then typically I write down 3 affirmations that I need to hear, like to just fill me up throughout that day. My constant affirmations, which is from Alana with To Be Mindset, is I am okay. I am okay is so very powerful words. Like, I am okay. I know it seems so silly, but like literally anything can be happening with your food, with your relationships, with a thunderstorm, with traffic. Like, you just say, like when I PT too and I get cupping and needling done and it effing hurts, I hold my mala broke. I hold my necklace and I'm like, I am okay. I am okay. I am okay. And if you're going, that's crazy, it's just words. It's because I've practiced these words for so long that it calms me down. It's a mantra. It's an affirmation. So find your affirmations that resonate with you. For me, it's I am okay. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, but where I am right now is not where I will be forever. So those are like really powerful for me because it's, when you have life happening to you, you're kind of like, oh my God, what the F do I do? You lean in. And then I'm just going to tell you a couple more gratitude things that I do and tell you why this is important with your business and how to pertain this to your business. So all throughout the day, if anything good happens, I say thank you. If I get all green lights, I say thank you. If I make a really good egg sandwich, I say thank you. I'm excited and grateful for everything. If somebody reaches out to me, I say thank you. If I get somebody set up, I say thank you. I wake up in the morning and I say, I'm going to change so many effing lives today. That's something me and Candace have been doing the last 2 weeks, and it makes it more exciting. And if you're like, that's silly, then you should probably practice this. Also, another practice that you can do that fills you up, we learned this at Summit, tell one person a day you're grateful for them. Reach out to them. Tell them why. I like to voice message people because you can hear the passion. Like, yo, I'm so grateful for you. Like, I'm just practicing this every day. I want to let you know why you're important to me. And they're going to be so filled up. And you're going to create an awesome ripple effect. So I always try to do that. Like I said, anything good, say thank you. And then when I go to bed, I bookend my days in gratitude. I'm waking up in gratitude. I'm going to bed with gratitude. I also pull like affirmation cards like all throughout the day. I literally have decks and decks and decks of cards just because it feels good. And I love pulling a new card and seeing what it says and then running with the affirmation throughout the day. So when I go to bed, I bookend my days in gratitude. And I go to bed. Actually, Candace gave it to me. I don't have it right now, but you can get a stone or a crystal. If you're like, why? Because I like stones and crystals. These also come from the earth. I'm like a big earth baby and hippie. And they have energy. If you're like, I don't believe this, that's fine. This is what I believe. So crystals have energy. Again, we all have energy. You're putting out vibrations, whatever's coming back to you. Blah, 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 blah. But I rub my stone. I call it my gratitude rub. I also learned that secret and power. But I find something that feels good for me. And Candace gave me a beautiful stone. And it's really big. And I rub it. And I say all the things that I'm grateful for before I go to bed. And I typically fall asleep gratituding, rubbing that stone. And I also listen to a meditation before I go to bed if I can't sleep and I fall asleep with that meditation. So I'm basically falling asleep and waking up grateful. And anything throughout the day, I'm trying to stay grateful for. Anything that happens. And when I feel my brain doing like crazy bitch things, because it does that, I automatically go back to an affirmation that makes me feel good. Usually I am okay has like reeled me back in hardcore the last couple of months. And so if you're like, well, why is this important? This is important, you guys, because this is how you can instantly begin to fill yourself up with love and good feels when life is coming at you. And guess what? Life is going to happen. People are going to die. You're going to lose things. People are going to quit off your team. Natural disasters are going to happen. Shit's going to happen to you, and you're going to go, oh, why me? But then that's where perspective and gratitude come in, and you need to step back. And just like Rachel Hollis says, like, this isn't happening to you. This is happening for you. And that's where you need to gain perspective, because that's also another thing that took me a really long time. When we live in that victim mentality for like a wicked long time, we're like, why is this happening to me? But when we flip our perspective and try to see the gratitude or the silver lining in the situation, what's the lesson? What can this bring me? What is this going to teach me? Even in the hard, when you lean in to things that fill you up, it's very hard to stay in those gross, icky feels when you are grateful. And it's really challenging because your brain's going to be doing a negative past habits and gross, icky feels. For me, that's binge eating. Sometimes that wins still, and I am not afraid to share that. Sometimes it's crying. Like whatever your gross, past, icky feels were, that's going to happen in heart space because you need to fill yourself up with love. Typically, you're like overtired, something's going on in your life, you're having a challenge, right? And so your brain is naturally reacting in its fear. That's great. That's fantastic because if a bear is chasing you, you need that reaction, right? That's great for that situation. But when life is happening to you, you don't need that fear. You need that love. And that's when that consciousness and that awareness comes in because you have to put love in. The fear is not going away. You have to put love into that fear, into that doubt, into that hurt, into that heart, and you have to lean in. And honestly, you guys, I have seen too many people in this business bitch out when life gets hard. First off, why the F would you ever walk away from gratituding, PD, this community, your workouts, your Shakeology, your food, your water, the mindset mastery, everything that changed your life for the better when it gets hard? Do you know how many people do that? I'm just going to take a step back from coaching. And it's like, you're stupid. Why? Lean in, saddle up, get a fucking helmet. Like, welcome to life. When people, like, I had a kid ghost me, okay? He's like, life got hard. And I'm like, get a helmet, bro. Like, figure it out faster. You have to figure out what is going to fill you up and make you feel good when chaos comes at you, because it's going to happen. And you have to figure out what your bounce back rate is going to be. Is it going to be a day, a week, a month? How long are you going to let those feels win? You know, those gross feels we all have. Or are you going to use that conscious awareness and find an affirmation and start filling yourself up with gratitude? I can't remember who did it on it was Rachel Hollis. She did it on that speaking call. She talked about have a playlist that no matter what, when you put that on, you feel good. And don't listen to those songs any other time. So find for me, it's like a little Biggie, a little Iggy Azalea. You know, I like to rap it out. So anything that's going to get me amped up, and feeling good when I'm having a moment, when life is happening to me, I'm going to lean in. I'm not going to puss out and go, bye. I'm going to stop doing my workouts and I'm going to stop drinking my water and I'm not going to show up in the accountability group and I'm not going to show up on team calls. And I'm like, you're stupid. I have watched too many people quit and I have watched too many people F up their business doing that. And if you're like, well, how do I share on social media? How do I share when it's hard? How do I do that? And you do that by leaning in to all of the things that you've learned. And you learn how to be that lighthouse. So when you're having a hard, you need to do these three. This is what I do when I post. The last thing that I want to do is talk to anybody when I don't feel in a good head and heart space. So what I do with my business is I create one solid post for that day. Sometimes I throw up a picture if I can with a quote just to be present. But I try to create one solid post that is sharing how I feel. Yesterday I was trying to share how I was lost in life and I'm you just getting into 47 different posts and it becomes a novel. And I'm oh my God, done is better than perfect, Jinelle. I always go, send it. Send it. And I laugh every time I hit send it. So, do something to just bring yourself back. When you're getting on a tangent like that, it's oh my God, come back to me. So when I post in my life and my brain is I don't want to talk to anybody. I have social media. I hate everyone. I literally said to Krista today, I was I hate humans. And you know what I mean? It happens. This is this business. It happens. You're going to want to punch people in the face, but you're going to need to figure out how to lean in and not let what you want to say come right on out, because you're going to have moments where you have to slow down and be aware and watch what you say. Okay. It's really hard, but that's where that practice and open-mindedness and patience comes in. So when I go to post and my brain is super anxiety and I don't feel good and I'm depressed and I ate all the mac and cheese this weekend, which totally happened, I do the 3 R's. Am I being real? Always. Always. Am I being real? Am I being relatable? What am I sharing? Am I letting people know that I feel effing lost in life and I'm 30 years old and I don't know what to do? I want to go back home because I miss my family, but I'd rather die than winter. Yeah, I'm being real and I'm being relatable, that's it. And then am I being a resource? Am I letting people know how I'm figuring this out? And honestly, if I don't have any answers, guess what? I'll let people know, just like yesterday. Hey, I don't have any answers, but I'm going to figure it out. And I let people know that I'm figuring it out. I'm not going down that hole. And you know what? If I do have a moment, I let people know about it. I shared on my Instagram today. I'm remember that time you ate all the stuff over the weekend? And I took a before and after to hold myself accountable. And I was guess what? I'm going to show you guys how to fix this in 4 days. It's use it to your advantage. You know what I mean? If you fuck up, own it and let people know what's happening. And even if you don't fuck up, if you have a heart in your life, people are going to die, okay? Let's talk about that because that's going to happen. How do you handle that? You lean in. You lean in to that hurt and that heart, because guess what? We all have people that die and it sucks and it's a part of life and adulting. But when we have tools to help us feel better, even though it sucks so much, you have to be grateful for the moments that you did have. You have to flip your perspective. You have to step back. What is the silver lining here? What can I take from this situation? Can I bring awareness to this? Is there something that I can put out there that's going to help somebody else in that hurt, in that heart and let them know, hey girl, same thing with anxiety and depression, you guys. Like, shine the light on the shit that's uncomfortable. Like when I talked about that menstrual cup, do you know how many people want to talk about a menstrual cup because they're so scared to talk about it? Like, people are so scared to talk about everything that all other women are wondering and all other things that people are dealing with. Like, hello, welcome to being a human. People have depression, anxiety, chronic pain, fear, doubt. You know what I mean? All that shit that you struggle with, there's somebody out there watching you and seeing how you handle it. Is Jinelle showing up today? Like, I know there's people going, I can't wait till this bitch quits. And it's like, yeah, well, you're going to be waiting a long time, bro, because I'm never going to quit. Like, I rather choose my heart, like Chris to share with her post. Choose your heart, okay? Like, it takes just as much energy to feel like shit and stay stuck in anxiety, in depression, when somebody dies, because I've done it. I did it. I just choose different. I'm choosing that 51% to find those good feels with those practices and all those things that I told you guys. So when things happen, I lean in and pull something out that I know is going to resonate with me and my tribe. So I find something that I need to lean into. Is it my affirmations? Is it my PD? Is it my workout? Is it my food? Is it my water? Is it my homies like Katie and Candace and like people that I literally like have seen me at my worst moments? Like JJ, like poor JJ has seen me like at some moments too. She talks me off the ledge all the time. Like, but she has gratituded with me from the beginning. So it's so funny because when you put that energy out there, you attract those people back, right? So like she literally mirrors everything that I know I need to hear. But when you're in a situation, like just exactly like when Krista messaged me the other day, like when you're in something, you can't see the solution. Like you can't see the perspective. And JJ's like, well, what are you, like great leaders ask great questions. Like, what are you doing that you changed different? You were feeling good. What did you change different? I'm like, oh my God, she's right. Like, lean into those people. Ask for help. Lean into the things that fill you up. Don't dip out when it gets hard. Yeah, I'm going to stop working out and I'm going to stop drinking water and I'm going to stop posting. And it's like, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. So are you being real? Are you being relatable? Are you being a resource? Let people know how you're getting out of that. Be that lighthouse in the dark. Share how. Hey, you guys, I'm having a really off day. Got my period. Want to punch people in the face. Want to eat all the mac and cheese. Oh, wait, already did. You know what I'm doing? Owning it. You know what I mean? Like, be real. Put it out there and, like, just be you. Like, when you're typing, everybody always says to me, I can hear you talking. And I'm like, duh, that's how it should be. I type how I talk. If you've ever had an interaction with me, I'm literally the same human that I am online that I am in person. And sometimes I'm a little bit more feisty and blunt in person because I try to keep like a semi-filter, like just a little tiny one, real tiny filter. So be a lighthouse, share how, invite them to join you unapologetically. Like, hey girl, I know you're struggling. I know it can be hard to ask for help. Like, please go read my post that I just wrote about how Katie listens to me when I'm a crazy bitch and like, she still loves me. Like, I'm letting people know, hey, there's people out there that will love you and fill you up and support you. You don't have to stay with shitty, icky people if they're bringing you down. If you're trying to level up and get to that 51%, don't let those people bring you down because there's going to be people that think you're fucking crazy. Like, I told my neighbor the other day, she's like, I always get sick on airplanes. And I'm like, you know why? And she's like, why? And I'm like, because you say you always get sick on airplanes. She's like, like looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, you know what's funny? And she's like, what? I'm like, I used to always get sick on airplanes too. And she's like, what happened? I said, I stopped saying that. I started saying, I am healthy. I am healthy. I am healthy. And you know what I did? I started believing the F out of it. I should probably do that with my travel adventures because I've had some serious traveling issues the last couple of months. So it's like, I'm choosing to be healthy. Like, and I also do other things. I do emergency, I do echinacea, but I'm conscious, right? I'm conscious. And that consciousness is creating thoughts and feels and things that are coming out of my mouth to put that energy out there. I mean, I will tell you guys, every time I traveled, I always get sick. And then guess what? I always got sick. And you know what? Knock on wood, since I've been practicing for 2 years, I am always healthy. Guess what? This bitch is always healthy when I fly. Always. I literally had somebody message me the other day, like, you got me sick. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, I'm healthy. Like, you're sick. Like, I am constantly in a state of I am. What am I? I am healthy. So be unapologetic and invite them to that. Like, hey, dude, I know the timing wasn't right before. Timing is never going to be right. Life is effing crazy. When somebody tells me they literally don't have time, I'm like, you got to eat, right? Like, I ask them that question. You have to eat, right? Question mark. And they always go, yeah. Like, what are they going to say? No. Like, I'm not stupid. I know you have to eat. So I always let people know, well, you might as well eat the right things. Like, let them know this is doable. Even in your heart, even with your small human, even with you moving across the country, even with your bachelorette parties and your summer barbecues and all your bullshit and excuses and this and that and the other thing. Guess what? You just have to make a choice. And it's that conscious effort to just really show up and show them through your vital behaviors that this is doable even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when you don't want to show up. When in doubt, legit be so blunt and just real. Having a real shitty day. I have no words to say. All I know is I'm leaning into the things that make me feel good. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, you're letting people know, hey, life happens. This is how I'm handling it. And gratitude is honestly the first step to literally instantly changing how you feel. And you just have to practice. It's moment to moment, you guys. Moment to moment. Your brain is constantly thinking. Constantly thinking. And if you don't like what it's thinking, you need to stop and start creating that awareness. Find your affirmation. And I'm not telling you to take like that whole list and like do that I gave you guys, because you'll be overwhelmed. Pick like 3 things that they're so easy and implementable that you should be able to pick 3 and run with it. So like, even if you change your alarm to like, whose life am I going to change today? Or like, I am a badass, or something awesome that you're waking up to. That's a great first way to start the day. And then like your thank you feet, that is so easy. And then anything good that happens throughout the day, you know what I mean? Say thank you. So it's like, pick 3 of them and focus on them. And just recognize when things come out of your mouth of like negative or doubt or fear or lack. Just think, am I giving love? Is this a loving response? Am I grateful? Can I flip my perspective in this? Is there an alternative to try to hit that 51% and tip the scale in your favor instead of go to those icky feels? I think that's it. Did I like hit everything to like talk about how to like bring that to your business? Does anybody have questions on how I like invite, even if way I stay the F out of my messages? When I don't feel good, I don't send out messages, you guys. When I don't feel good, I don't want to talk to people. So don't think that it's important. This is important, because if you're in a bad space and you're sending out messages, people are going to feel you. If you're going, hey girl, how was your weekend? And you had a shitty weekend. Like this morning, like I asked people how their weekend was, and my response was like, it was okay. Like, that's not what it should be. You know what I mean? Like, don't send out messages when you want to punch people in the face. Do other things. PD. Do your workout. Take a shower. Like, take a bath. Like, drink your water. Do something else. And if you're like, well, what else can I do to move my business? You do the other vitals. You don't have to be in your messages every single day. And I think that's important, because and if you're like, oh my God, what? I don't have to be in my messages every single day, to a point when you find your groove. If you're in your messages and you're sending out messages in an angry, gross space, you're doing your business a disservice. Step away for the day. Go fill yourself up with something that makes you feel good, and then come back to it. Because guess what? Those messages are still going to be there. And you can acknowledge people, hey, dude, so sorry for the delay. I was having a tough day. Like, let people know, hey, I'm fucking human. Like, I'm letting you know. So just know that even if you're having a shitty day, You don't have to do all the vitals. And for me, when I have a gross day, I don't do my messages because I've learned the lesson the hard way. Learn the lesson through me, okay? Don't do it because people feel your energy and do other things that pertain to your add people. You don't have to talk to anybody. You can friend request and follow people all day, right? You can go message and comment people on don't message people. You can comment, right? Oh my God, I love your effing hair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, create engagement. You can do other behind the scene things instead of message people and give them your gross energy. So don't do that because I felt obligated. Like when I hear Amy Silverman be like, you should talk to 100 people a day. And I'm like, don't think when people throw out numbers, you have to do that. Find what works best for you and your groove. And that's what I'm doing. And I know for me, in order to get to where I want to be in my business, with the amount of people that I need to talk to, I have to self-love so hard right now. So it's like, I literally know the things that I have to focus on, and I'm not, like, even me and Chris that we're talking about today, like, I had to, like, cut somebody off. Like, no. I was like, this conversation is not still happening. Like, no. Don't be afraid to speak up and say no. People are going to be shocked. People are going to be shocked, and they're probably not going to like your response. She did not like my response, and I don't care. But you need to know, like, you cannot let people push your limits and your buttons. You have to, like, know when you want to talk to people, because that's when people quit in this business. When you send out messages and you hate life and you're having a hard time, that's when people want to quit this business. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, it sucks. It's so hard. Don't send out messages then. You need to do other things, business building activities, until you figure out how to get back to a place where you want to talk to people and not punch them. It's just realistic because we all get there. And if you're forcing it, that's how you burn out, and that's how you lose passion. And that's how you don't want to show up in your inbox. That's how you don't want to talk to people and do the things and the invites and the things that you need to do. So just recognize that, like, nobody's going to fault you if you don't get in your messages one day because you're having a tough time. Show up elsewhere. Show up on Insta story and let people know. You know what I mean? Like, and direct people from your Facebook to your Insta story if you're having a hard day. Like, let them know this is where I'm at if you want more details. The end.
Wow, Jinelle, that was amazing. I'm pretty sure everybody was, like, so busy writing notes as I was. You always blow it out of the water. I am continually amazed by how much I learned from you, like, on a daily basis. So thank you so much for sharing with my team, who only a couple of them came tonight, but we will have this nice recording for them. And everybody else who came, I appreciate it. And I'm so excited to, like, start implementing and just thinking about these things. If you want to go through I think, was there any questions? Wait, maybe not. I was watching it pretty good. But I know we're all super grateful, and you're amazing. Thank you again. And
you're so welcome. I'm just reading the comments. If anybody has any questions, I can send you that list too. If somebody was like, oh God, I didn't get all the gratitude stuff, I wrote it out if you need it. Definitely going to use this during labor. Hell yeah, Haley. Like, oh my God, yeah. Like, I'm a badass. I am birthing this baby like a boss. Like, find an affirmation that is, like, ridiculous. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, like, let me know. You guys are funny. Slow clap. Get a helmet. Oh, this is awesome. You guys are great. I appreciate you asking me to come on. Sorry it went, like, a little long, but I think it's important stuff.
It is, for sure. We super appreciate you. And I know that, like, my team looks up to you, and I know everybody else does too. So we really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for being honest with me yesterday. I mean, I was not about to pressure you, but it felt really good to that refreshing, like, no, because I know I've been in that situation before, and I probably should have done the no, and instead I fell on my face. So it felt good to know that it's okay to say no, even when you feel like you should do something. So that's a good reminder for all of us too. And I just appreciate you so much because you came and you brought your Jinelle Monday self.
So glad. You did not want Sunday Janelle. Monday Janelle is so much better. I love Mondays. So, yeah, don't be afraid to say no, because I'm always somebody that almost feels guilty about it. And it's like, we shouldn't. Like, if we're not in our best head and heart space, like, who the F am I going to inspire? You know what I mean? You would have been like, oh my God, who is this person?
I've been there before, and it's not good. It's much better to just be honest with yourself and your feelings. Always have this like constant feeling of like not doing or not being what other people want me to be, and I know that I need to like get out of that mindset. So I think that's where that comes in, of like, yeah, I'll do it, and then regretting it or eating it later, like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. I was not prepared or ready.
Yeah, you know, when they say like, always say yes, be a yes person, like, yes, do this, do adventure. Like, I'm yes to a point, but if it makes me feel any sort of gross, obligatory, guilty, shameful, icky way, I'm not going to do it. Like, especially if I know that I'm already like not in a good headspace. Like, if I'm PMSing or something, like, I am not doing a call. You know what I mean? Like, know yourself. And that's where that like awareness and that consciousness comes in. Like, know when you don't feel good and know the things that bring you back to feeling good. Like, for me, it's sunset chasing. Like, I go to the beach. Like, find the things that fill you up. Like, your activities besides coaching, you have to have other things that you like. You know, affirmations are obviously not coaching, but they fill me up so much. Like, so find things that bring you joy, because joy is another form of love. You know what I mean? Go towards all those good feels.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much again, and we will close this out. And I appreciate you, and I hope that everybody got as much out of that as I did. And thank you for making me laugh, cry, be mad at myself, cry some more, and laugh again. Thank you. I love you so much, and thank you again. And I hope to hear from you again on another call soon, because you're amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dude. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.